Welcome back, design class. You can see here on my color wheel, I went all the way around and I was adding my tints, which were adding white to all of those different colors. A lot of mixing. I did 3 tints on mine. Remember, on yours, you only have to do 2 tints, so you only have to break it into 2 spots there. But I did 3 on mine, and all the examples that I had on Schoology had theirs broken into 3s. Okay, the next ones we're going to do is shade. We are going to be adding black to our colors. And so I'm going to demonstrate just a few of those just like I did last time, and then I'll do another time lapse so you can kind of see it come together. So let me set this off on the side. So if you remember a couple videos ago where I had separated this into my 3s, I'm going to do that again using my trusty little circle that I like here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just draw on a couple of these. So 1. Good part about this one is now I can line it up with the ones that's already there. Oops. Like that one. So they line up and they touch. So I kind of like that. So I'm doing this one. I'll do this all the way around, but just for the purposes of today, I'm just going to do a couple so you can see it. There's that. Again. All right, so I'm just going to start with those 3. I am going to do this all the way around, but I'll do that on my time lapse. So let me get back to my red and doing our shade. Okay, paper. So when you do a shade, show you again, you are going to add black to your color. When you're doing this, some things to keep in mind is that you use a lot less black than you will even like what you did with your white. You do not need very much at all. It's very, very strong and overpowering. So I'm gonna go, I got way too much there. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of my red. Okay. Rinse my brush. Get all that red out so I don't contaminate my blacks. And again, you don't need very much black at all. I'm going to just really try to get as much off of my brush as possible. So when you see that, there's hardly any on there. And I'm just going to start pulling that red into there. And you can see how fast, how dark it goes very quickly. So even what I had left in my brush might be more than I needed, but might be all right. Let's see. I'm going to add a little bit of red back into that. Like I said, you don't need very much black at all. Add a little more red back in there. Notice I'm not mixing into all of it. I'm trying to get this back to a normal reddish, a darker red. There we go. So something like that. And then I will go in and I will paint my shade. I gotta turn it. That paint gets up into my ferrule. It's really hard to control it, so I'm trying to wipe that part off. Again, you need just minimal amounts of black. See how much I just barely added a little bit of black in there. just a little more black. I'm going to stand up just so I can step back and make sure that they are all different. Yep, looks like they are. All right, so then the next one that I go to is my red-orange color. So this is where you have to mix those two together, and then you'll start adding the black to it. So let's try this. I'm going to start with a little bit of red. Probably got too much there. I'm probably looking at it going, what? No, seriously, you just don't need a whole lot of paint, you know, dot, dot, not a lot. When you're mixing these two, you do want to have equal quantities, but there doesn't need to be a ton. Alright, that looks good. Get most of it off my brush there. Alright, now I can start adding a little bit of that black to it. Notice there was not very much at all. Again, whoops, way too much on my brush. Oops, it's all right. That's going to be a shade anyway. But this is why you wouldn't paint on top of your color wheel like I am. I'm just doing it so that you can see it. So if I put this on and I step back and I look at it and it's not darker, then I have to go back to the painting palette and keep adjusting it, because you need to be able to see a change each time you put one on. Again, I'm doing 3. You only have to do 2, but I'm doing 3. Make sure that we know that. Step back and I'm going to look and make sure that I can see a change each time. Those are really, really close. I think I'm going to go over it again. They're just too close. All right, I think that definitely is better. All right. So we've got one more here that I'll demonstrate, and then I'll let you start working on yours on your own, where you're just going to go around and do all your shades. Okay, I'm going to do one more. So I'm back to my basic orange color, so I don't have to mix the main part here, just to get my orange. I still have a little bit of black there. Get all that paint off my ferrule. The ferrule is up here. Whoa, way too much. Okay. Nice and smooth. Back to the paint palette. Water in my brush, it's just getting pretty dry. All right, back to my paint palette. One more shade of orange. Pretty dark. Get a little bit more paint. There we go. Step back and make sure that they're different. It looks like they are. Okay, so that's where I am going to stop filming so that you can go ahead and start working on that. I will probably do another time lapse so you can see it really, really fast, so it doesn't, so the video doesn't take forever. But just remember, your colors, you're adding black when you're doing your shades. A little bit of black is all you need. If they're not the same, make sure you go back over them and adjust those colors if you need to, and then just keep working your way around. And that's where I'm gonna stop.